All right. So, hello everyone. This is just a test,
a test,
and
and
currently,
currently,
okay,
okay,
we are
we
sharing
are sharing
information
information
about
about
our
our
for
for
Miss Lime
Miss
Diva
Lime
Empire.
Diva.
So, I have with me one of our tech specialists, Mr. Yash. So, Yash, tell me what you see on our YouTube screen right now.
Hi, this is Yaksh. So I help eyes like mine INC with all the technical stuffs, handling website, helping out for volunteers, emails or network, and even helping out during meetings or there is any technical assistance required. So all those things.
Okay, thank you, Yash, for being here with
Me
And what
and
I wanted
what
to
I
share
wanted to
with you
share
guys
with
in
you guys in
addition
addition
is every
is
Monday
every
we
Monday we
have a
have
session
a session
called
called
Miss Blind
Miss
Diva
Blind Diva
Weeks.
Weeks.
It usually
It
starts at
usually starts
7
at
p.m.
7 p.m.
And the
and
current
the
winning
current
title
winning
holder
holder
is who
is
will
who will
host
host
that
that
session
session
between 30,
between 30
30 minutes to an
minutes
hour.
to
I feel like I'm
I feel
getting
like
up
I'm getting
the
a
lady.
lady.
Okay,
Okay,
this might be
this
better.
might be better.
Oh, it is.
Oh,
It's
it
a lot.
is. It's a lot.
Okay, so
Okay, so
once
once
again,
again,
we do have
we do
some
have some,
and I just
and
want
I
to
just
know
want
that
to know
if
that
we
if
are,
we are, am
am I visible
I
on the screen,
visible on the screen,
Dad?
Dad?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So I am
So
the
I
president
am the
of Like Minded
Guys like mine,
Crystal
Crystal
Allen,
Allen,
and the
and
president
the
of
of
the we're streaming
we're
it from
streaming it
Zoom,
from Zoom
because we want to share
because we
some
want to share some
information.
information.
Start
First
off
off,
with
start off with
That's History Month
History Month
to
to
those who
those
are
who
excited
are excited.
women now. And as you know,
As
the
you know,
entire
the
month of
entire month
March
of March
is Women's
is
History
Women's
Month.
History Month.
We recently
We
celebrated
recently celebrated
International Women's Day
International Women's
on March
Day on March
8th,
8th,
and on March
and on
10th,
March 10th,
it was
it
Harriet
was
Tubman
Harriet
Day.
Tubman.
And throughout
And
this
throughout the
entire month,
entire
at Eyes Like
at
Mine
Eyes Like Mine,
Incorporated,
rated,
we are
we are
celebrating
celebrating
our
our
recruitment season
recruitment season
for our
for our
2020
2020
Miss Blind
Miss
Diva
Blind
Empowerment
Diva.
Pageant. And for those of
And
you
for those of
who
you
may
who
have not
may
heard
have
of
not
Miss
heard
Blind
of Miss Blind
Empowerment
Empowerment
Pageant,
Pageant,
it is the
it is the
very
very
pageant for women
pageant
with
for women
vision loss
with vision loss
in New
in
Jersey.
New Jersey.
And this year
And
we
this
are
year we are
approaching
approaching
the eighth
eighth
annual pageant.
annual pageant.
So we're really
So we're
excited.
really excited.
We have had the opportunity to connect with women near and far, as well as people in our own state where we're based in New Jersey. And this pageant is available to women ages 18 and up, experiencing any degree of vision loss, some with low vision, some with no vision, and every condition in between as it relates to vision impairment. And we're excited to be here on this YouTube channel and streaming it through Zoom to share a bit of information for any of you who have been thinking about the pageant over the years, how you can join it, how you can support it, how you can volunteer with it. We need all of those hands involved, all of those roles to help us reach the culmination of this year's pageant. And we really just can't do it without you. So the Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant, as I mentioned, it was started with myself and my co-founder, Nicola Wright Prevo, but it came from a nickname that I gave myself during college. And it started with me calling myself Blind Diva because I wanted to switch the narrative of being noticed as just that quote unquote blind chick. And with me just thinking about that nickname, when Eyes Like Mine was established in March of 2014, we were thinking of various ways that we can connect with communities and bring awareness with a little young spirit in it. And the Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant came about in our first year anniversary celebration, where we held a Taste of Darkness dinner at what was once called Diamonds in the Rough, which was co-owned by Jay-Z's mother, Miss Gloria Carter. And we packed the house that year. But along with packing the house, we went on a search to find a woman that we could recognize and honor through a nomination process. So we sent out an application, and anyone who wanted to nominate a woman they felt was a pillar in their community, they submitted their names. And lo and behold, the person who was announced as our very first Miss Blind Diva title holder was Miss Patricia Eagle from Secaucus, New Jersey. She does such great work around the community to this present day. And she was such a wonderful example of what it means to be a pillar in your community, to be a strong woman, and to have the sense of pride that you need to be determined, resilient, and motivated as a woman who happened to be visually impaired. And from that moment, we decided that we would transition from the nomination process to having a full-fledged pageant. And we started our first pageant at the clubhouse in Newark, New Jersey. And it was in 2017 that we had 5 women who joined us to participate in our pageant. That year, we crowned Miss Francine Ford Smith. And then the following year came about in 2018, where we crowned Tara Invidiano, who was our very first deaf-blind title holder out of Keyport, New Jersey. Then 2019 came around, and our next title holder was Miss Janelle Santana. The pandemic came about, and we had to pivot. So in 2020, we went virtual, just as many others had to. And our title holder that year was Miss Britt Cope. We were still in the pandemic in 2021, where we maintained having our virtual space and keeping our Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant alive. And on that year, Miss Naomi Panarella from Texas took home the crown. And thankfully, we were able to return in person for the first time since the pandemic in 2022. And that year, we crowned Miss Goddess Johnson. And then moving on to 2023, we came back to Newark for the first time since the pandemic. And that year, we were able to partner with the Newark Museum of Art, where we held our beautiful pageant on that first Saturday in October of 2023. And we crowned Miss Kiana V. Glanton, who took home both titles, our Miss Independent title and our Miss Blind Diva Ultimate title. And this is the first time in the history of our pageant that one individual took home both titles. Our first Miss Independent title holder was Miss Keisha Saffold from Florida. And then we had many others who followed behind, who were from Jamaica, who were from New Jersey, and who were also from Texas. And with that being said, I know you guys are thinking about, well, what is a pageant? Maybe when people hear pageants, they only think about beauty pageants. They only think about fashion. They probably think you have to be a particular size, a particular age, In our instance, we were doing a lot of trial and error over the years. So at one point, we did have an age limit. And we started at 18 and we ended at 35. But then we realized, why shouldn't we include all adult women? And we opened it back up, starting at 18 years old, and any woman who's interested was able to apply. So if you ever heard about pageants or the history of pageants, I do have a video I want to share with you that mentions a little bit about how pageantry started. In our instance, our pageant isn't just about beauty, it's about empowerment. It's about learning from each other, growing with one another, building bonds, and creating change in our community. So, Yash, are you still with me?
Yes, Crystal.
All right. So, Yash, he is my lovely IT assistant. And I do want you to queue up the Miss Blind Diva Mondays PSA.
Mm-hmm.
It has the voiceover of Kiana and myself. And this is something that you guys can get used to seeing throughout our pageant season. So, Yash, when you're ready, you can get to playing the video.
All right.
Hi everyone, this is Kiana Glanton, 2023 Miss Blind Diva pageant winner. Join me on Mondays at 7 p.m. as I go live on my Facebook page and my Instagram page every week. I'll be discussing pageant life, the blind world, blind baseball, and regular stuff that happens in my regular life. I have great guests and performances on my live, so please join us in the comments, share, and interact with us in my community as I share my experience in the blind world. Again, that's every Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook, Kiana Glanton, on Instagram, Pretty Blind Baseballer, and at the Eyes Like Mine Incorporated fan page for the Miss Blind Diva pageant. Thank you, and I look forward to talking with you guys soon. Bye.
The mission of the Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant is to empower women with vision loss by providing tools to encourage and cultivate their daily life experiences. Let's continue to celebrate Miss Blind Diva 2023, Miss Kiana Glanton. Connect with her via email at ms.blinddiva2023@isaacmind.org. We are hashtag going, growing, and glowing. For general information about Isaac Incorporated, home of Dancing with the Blind and the Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant, visit us at www.isaacmind.org. Diva you later. All right. Thank you much. Yeah. For sharing that Monday's PSA. Thank you to all of you viewers and listeners. So now we're going to dive into a little bit about some pageant history. Maybe you didn't know some of these different ideas about pageantry. And so, Yash, can you cue up the video that mentions the history of pageants?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Win a Pageant, Episode 40. If you're serious about winning your pageant, send me an email at alicia@winapageant.com to schedule an interview to see if you qualify for my VIP coaching program. Hey girl, welcome to another episode of Win a Pageant. I'm your coach, Alicia Darby, and in this episode, we are bringing it all the way back to the basics. I am literally going to teach you about what a pageant really is, and I'm even going to give you a brief history of early pageants. So we're going to learn the main elements of pageants, like what is involved in each one of them. And I'm going to give you a brief history of pageants so that you have some background for when people ask you, why are you doing a pageant or what's that about? You can really be prepared with these answers. So let's jump in. The main elements of pageants. A pageant is essentially a competition resulting in a crown and a title. So a crown and a title of some type. Now the crown can be different. Some of them get tiaras, some of them get all the way around crowns and fancy things, a sash or a scepter, like all this wild stuff. But essentially it's something like that and a brand new title. Okay. It's subjective. Now, this is good and bad. Good because it actually makes sense to be judging people subjectively from the whole spirit of the person that they're bringing. Bad because it's really not that cut and dry. An objective competition is one where the person with the most points wins. Okay, so that's essentially where it's obvious if the ball goes through the hoop in a basketball game. But in pageantry, it's not so obvious because it's subjectively based on people's opinions, the people being the judges in the audience. So subjective judgment. Okay, the next is that the stages of competition vary. Most of them include a gown competition, an interview portion, whether it's on stage or private interview, fitness, some others have like swimsuit or something along those lines. And then it might include other areas. Other common areas would be talent, fun fashion, photogenic, casual wear, on-stage modeling, things like that. So there are several stages of competition in a pageant. It is typically a year-long commitment. So usually after you win, you have one entire year. Now that seems like a long time, but really it goes very quickly. You only have a year. So as soon as something passes you up, there's no redoing it. But it is a full year-long commitment. There are several different pageant systems. We call them systems in the industry, and those are the different pageants. So like Miss America is a pageant system, USA, International, Miss Galaxy, National American Miss, American Teenager, Miss World, Miss Earth, the list goes on and on and on. Basically, those systems can be broken down into various divisions or phases of the competition, okay? So different divisions would be the age ranges. So there might be a little miss, junior miss, there's maybe a teen, the Miss America system calls it outstanding teen. It might be miss, there's sometimes Ms., and Mrs. So there's a variety of different divisions, and not all systems have every division. Each system has a different set of divisions, and sometimes they even call them different names, but basically they're the age breakdown. Okay, now let's jump into a brief history for you, okay? I promise not to bore you with this history. It's actually kind of fascinating. So the first pageant ever was in 470 BC, and this is a pageant, I consider a pageant because Esther is of a Bible story, and she basically won a beauty pageant and became an actual queen. The story is that Esther was a Jewish woman, and the king at the time was looking for a queen. So he invited all of the women in that area to come to his castle to march around so he could pick his favorite. I know it sounds horrible, but at the time, I suppose it made sense. So Esther is among one of the women who is in this pageant. And the king sees her beauty and absolutely just falls head over heels for her, chooses her as his queen. And so she, in fact, became a real life queen. Now, the story gets awesome when the area of, during that time, the community was really going through major political turmoil. And Esther was the one, as a Jewish woman, she was able to speak out on behalf of the rest of the Jews. And she actually saved her entire nation of people because of the position that she held. And believe me, in the story, it talks about how she's terrified. And believe me, I'm sure you've been there. I know I've been there when you've had a huge calling to take on the role of something like Miss America or Miss USA or something really serious that's a role that you needed to step into. You are meant for that job. The Bible says, for such a time as this. Like, this is what your job is. You were given the title of queen to do this for your people. Ah, what a cool story. That's my favorite pageant story ever. So take a look at it. That's really the first beauty pageant. Okay, but then in modern, somewhat more modern, in 1839, there's an actual pageant held for what's called the Queen of Beauty. That's the title that was given. And this was actually held at a jousting tournament. And it actually took a group of women in the local community, and an actual queen, a woman who was a queen, won the title of Queen of Beauty. That was in 1839. Okay, so the oldest pageant that's still running today is, you can guess it, the Miss America pageant. And that first pageant happened in 1921. It hosted a group of local newspaper beauty contestants. So beauty contestants in newspapers, that was a popular thing back in the day. But this was the first time that they brought all of those contestants to Atlantic City, New Jersey, with the idea that if they can hold this pageant, they'll get more and more people to extend the travel season to Atlantic City, New Jersey. And in fact, it worked. There were over 100,000 people that attended this very first pageant, and a 16-year-old girl won, Margaret Gorman. She was from Washington, D.C., and she was crowned, and she actually won $100. Congratulations, Margaret. A 16-year-old won Miss America. Oh. So now Miss America, of course, has grown and changed and become shaped in a million different ways, but now the award for the scholarship dollars is $20,000. Huge difference. Then, shortly after, in 1952, there was a pageant called Bathing Beauty. And this was a competition that was spearheaded by Catalina Swimwear. It was in Long Beach, California, and it absolutely transformed pageantry, because now it really took pageants to, instead of just being, a beautiful person selected or something that was designed to really elongate charitable causes and things like that, this was now a money-making pageant. Now, as you can imagine, this turned in later to the Miss USA and Miss Universe organization. So these two pageants, this is why these two are the most common pageants that we talk about today, because they are the longest running pageants. Now, since then, many other pageants have kind of crept up, and those are the things that we talk about, like the Galaxy pageant, the International pageant, National American Miss. Many more are still kind of creeping up today because they still empower women in a variety of ways. And that, my dear, is how you win a pageant. Thanks for joining me. I'll see you next time. Hey there, I'm Alicia Darby, and I just want to say thank you so much for watching that last video.
All right. So thank you so much. Yeah. And I just encourage any of you, if you want to connect further with pageantry, and if you like what you heard from that excerpt on YouTube, it is an actual app and an actual podcast called Win a Pageant. And there you'll get more insight of other pageant title holders across the country. And, here's some tidbits on how to connect. But in our case, as I mentioned, the Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant is the first and only pageant in New Jersey for women with vision loss. And as you heard, there are all types of pageant systems that have various divisions, various categories, various requirements. Some are small, some are large, some have been seasoned, and some are just beginning. And in our case, we are special because our pageant is for us and by us. I am legally blind, and this year makes 25 years that I have been legally blind since the age 16 due to a medical malpractice caused by a dermatologist who was treating me for a skin condition I have called eczema. And when I got diagnosed with the condition I have now called pseudotumor cerebri, it was very rare at the time. Now it's a little more prevalent in a lot of women, especially women who take certain types of birth control. And in spite of all of this, I met my partner, Niquilla Wright Prevo. We were the first to meet each other who identified with this condition called pseudotumor cerebri. And as I mentioned earlier on, we started our organization in March of 2014. So not only is this Women's History Month, it is Eyes Like Mine's History Month, because we are at our 10th year anniversary on this very month. And another special caveat is that March 1st begins our recruitment season for our pageant. So far, we have attended multiple events in the community in New Jersey, outside of New Jersey, so that we can connect with more and more individuals about our work, and also invite people to join some of our staple events, which includes the Miss Born Diva Empowerment Pageant. I share with you that we have a host of different events, along with just celebrating our anniversary throughout this entire year. But today specifically was set aside for our fireside chat to, connect anyone with any information about our pageant, to answer any questions about our pageant, to welcome you to join our pageant in any capacity that you feel comfortable in, whether you want to volunteer with us, whether you want to compete and apply, or if you just want to be able to share the information because you know someone else who would be good in participating in a pageant like atmosphere. So, on today, you heard a little bit of history about pageantry as a whole. You heard a little bit of history about our pageant system, the Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant under Eyes Like Mine Incorporated. But I'm going to also give you a chance to hear a little bit about the process of applying. And Yash, he designs our website, he updates our website. He's going to walk you through the section on the pageant page at eyeslikeMine.org. So, Yash, when you are ready, you can shift to our website and just walk everyone through the pageant application step by step, please.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, thank you.
So let's go to our website. So this is our website here. So we have a beautiful symbol of eyes like mine here, and around the symbol we have different options to access, from about us to volunteer option. Then we have time capsule option, so we can go back to the events. And here is the best option, I'll say, application to Diva 2024. So once you click here, it will open the Miss Blind Diva application and information page. And here is a glimpse of videos and the previously held Miss Diva pageants and the winners of the Miss Diva pageant. And here is the 2024 Miss Blind Diva application. And here are the instructions, and here is a submission fee of $25. And here are the instructions of recording your video. And the information is in general, like the names, your address, then phone number and contact information, emergency contact information. And there are certain questions which you will like to fill in and give your input. And once you fill up the form, your signature, and there is an option to pay through either PayPal or credit card.
Yash, would you mind reading the instructions about the application, like the instructions that lead into the application, as well as the
Yeah,
instructions for submitting the YouTube video?
yeah, sure. So prior to beginning the application, please note there is a $25 submission fee payable via PayPal at the end of the application. Please use your phone or other appropriate device to record a 1 to 3 minute max video of yourself independently doing something that you would do in your everyday life and describing why you believe that you should be the 2024 title holder. After completing your video, please upload it to YouTube and share the link in the appropriate spot below. Feel free to use music and be creative. For examples of videos submitted in the past, you can visit our YouTube channel, and there's the link right there. And again, there will be a spot to drop the link to your video in the application right below. The deadline is July 31st, 2024. And if there's anything new or any updates in the instructions or deadlines, then we will just keep the website updated.
Yeah, so, and for those of you who don't have a YouTube channel, because we've had instances where people said they didn't have a YouTube channel, it's pretty easy to start your own YouTube channel. But if you're not a YouTuber frequently, you can record your video on whatever device it is you choose to, and whatever setting that you choose to do. And you can email the video itself, and we'll just add it to our YouTube channel, where we have a queue of videos that represent the Miss Independent YouTube Challenge. And if you're wondering, well, why do I have to submit a video? So, because in our pageant, we have options to win one of two titles or both. As I mentioned earlier, Kiana V. Glanton, who is our current Miss Blind Diva 2023 title holder, she took home both titles for the first time in our history of our Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant. And what these videos represent is exactly what's in the title, your independence. Anything small, grand, or in between. It can be you applying makeup. It could be you going out with friends. It could be you playing an accessible game. It could be you doing laundry, baking, cooking, anything of the sort. It could be you daring yourself to do some of your most highest ambitions. And you can include things like audio description with voiceover. You can include some music overlays, or it can just be as plain as you would like it to be. You can recite poetry. You can sing a song. You can dance. You can put video takeaway clips of yourself doing community work, and even creating like a sizzle reel where you have various clips of images and video that identifies what you are in your independent state of mind. So feel free to be creative or very simple. Whatever works for you, whatever's comfortable for you. That's what we want. We want you to have fun. We want you to feel empowered. And we want you to, first and foremost, be you at all times. So, with all of that being said, you can go to eyeslikeMine.org to fill in the application. We will have some other sessions that you'll get the opportunity to connect with us, whether it's our Miss Blind Diva Mondays at 7 p.m. with Kiana V. Glanton and any special guests she may have, or Diva Time on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. with Goddess Johnson, who is our current pageant director and our 2022 pageant title holder. And then with me on Fridays, where I'll be cooking in my kitchen. I like to call it crushing it in the kitchen at 7 p.m., exploring different ways of domestication while being visually impaired, and just empowering others who don't think they would want to cook in their kitchen due to any vision limitations. You can check me out sometimes. I'll be on live, and that's another way that you can connect. Or every first Thursday of the month, we have a Women of Power support group on Zoom. You'll get a chance to connect with our title holder, connect with me, connect with other attendees alike, and just start to have a better insight on how we navigate our community and navigate our lifestyles as blind and visually impaired individuals. So, lastly, I wanted to just show you Kiana's winning video because I want to give you an idea on what to consider putting when you're creating your own video. Remember, all submissions must be in by July 31st, 2024. And this application is $25. Another special thing about submitting your application fee is we now have Zelle. So for those of you who may not have a PayPal account, who can't really stand dealing with PayPal, you can Zelle us. And the way that you can Zelle us is by using our email address. And the email specific to our Zelle account is info@eyeslikeMine.org. And that's INFO at eyeslikeMine.org. You must submit that payment along with your application submission. So if you're going to push your application through Zelle, where you're paying the fee, you want to hit that submit button at the same time, and you'll be locked in and secured. So at this time, I'm going to have you tune into Kiana's winning video. to just give you a few ideas. Yash, when you're ready, you can play Kiana's video.
Yeah, sure.
Hi, my name is Kiana. I'm so excited to be considered for Miss Blind Diva. I want to be Miss Blind Diva 2023 to show that there are no limits on what we can do. A diva is diligent, has integrity, is vivacious, and is amazing. Those are all qualities that I feel like I have, that I can be, and I want to share with the world. Most importantly, I want to share them with my little girl. So when she gets the opportunity to see me on the stage and compete, I want her to know that there are no limits to what she can do. Thank you. I'm Kiana Glanton, and I look forward to meeting everyone and being considered for Miss Blind Diva 2023.
And me, her daughter, that's recording. Bye.
Teammate Kiana Glanton makes it look easy. Within 3 months of picking up a bat, the mother with partial sight was one of the top hitters.
The first time you run like Frankenstein, you literally put your hands out because you're scared. I mean, think about it. I'm going to tell you to run as fast as you can without seeing.
Her daughter inspires her to overcome that fear.
I think about what my daughter must be seeing, watching her mom. And then I run as fast as I can around those bases.
With more than 200,000 visually impaired people across New York City, more access means more opportunities for success.
The Lighthouse Guild Lightning.
The Lightning launches as the USBBA encourages other states to build baseball programs for better competition throughout the country's blind community.
It gives New York another sports team to root for, type of thing. This is all about access and inclusion.
All right. So that was Kiana's video. And Yash, how many likes did Kiana get on that video? From what you can see.
Yeah, just a second.
Enter lock screen.
She has around 1100 likes and she has 4700 views.
Wow. So look at the impact just in that video. That was a short glimpse into Kiana's life as a mother, as an athlete, as a community champion. And in that short period of time, she reached so many individuals, from viewers to people who voted for her. So one other item I neglected to mention is, once you submit your application for Miss Blind Diva and you submit your YouTube link video, or you submit your video to anyone at Eyes Like Mine, you have to begin sharing your YouTube link. You get your own personalized link connected to your video that's uploaded to that link, and you have to share that link. And in sharing that link, you need to let people know that you are a contestant in the 2024 Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant, and you need them to press like on your video. The way that your votes are counted is through the likes, not through the views, through the likes. And the person who receives the most likes on their Miss Independent YouTube challenge video will take home the Miss Independent title. Now, the Miss Independent title is secondary to Miss Blind Diva. Miss Independent receives a small amount of cash. She receives a plaque. She receives a crown and a sash, a platinum sash at that. And she also receives some roses, a fan page, business cards, opportunities to participate in any events as she holds her title, from photo shoots to interviews and so many more things. She does come out to outreach events, and she also will have her own event that she leads, and she will get the opportunity to come to different conventions and conferences throughout her reigning year alongside the ultimate title holder, which is Miss Blind Diva 2024. Miss Blind Diva 2024 will receive $1,000 cash. She will also receive a golden sash, a crown, roses, a blinged out cane, a plaque named after Mildred C. Crump, who is the Honorable Council President, previous Council President of Newark, New Jersey's Municipal Council. And she was the first African American Braille teacher in New Jersey, who also taught Stevie Wonder, the music icon and legend. And so it's so important that we honor the position of the Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant title, because it's a way to open doors. It's something that you can place on your resume for professional and community related activities. And it gives us all an opportunity to connect and continue the bond of sisterhood. Everything's not perfect. I'm not going to act like everything is perfect. There are some glitches and bumps and challenges along the way, but that is a test of our resilience and our determination. And we learn from one another, we grow together, and we continue to bring our message forward. The Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant does have a mission statement that is also recited during the day of our finale event. And we also have a handbook that we will be sharing with anyone who is a contestant this year. Right now, some of our core team members are nominating women to join our pageant. If you get nominated, that will waive your $25 application fee. And we are also going to be hosting a couple of events that will allow those contestants to connect with more people associated with our pageant and with Eyes Like Mine Incorporated. And some of those events include a photo shoot, a purple royalty photo shoot on March 30th from 10:15 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. at the Shine Portrait Studio located at 54 Halsey Street in Newark, New Jersey. And then later on the same day, we will have a wine and champagne tasting information session where you can learn about how to get involved with the pageant, how to become a contestant. We can help you sign up right then and there. And you will have instruction from an actual sommelier who will guide you through a wine and champagne tasting. We had an original location that was at the Divino Wine Tasting Room, but our location has transitioned, and now we will be at the Kruger Mansion, which is called the Makerspace, on 104 Court Street in Newark, New Jersey, from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. So we will be updating that on our website. We just recently learned of that transition, but it's a beautiful space. It's in a mansion, newly renovated, and we're really excited that, you know, our queens can join us on March 30th at the Kruger Scott Mansion in Newark, New Jersey. Aside from that, on May the 18th, we will have our annual community baby shower, and that is going to be a luncheon where we connect with mothers with and without disabilities to celebrate motherhood, to celebrate marvelous moms, and to just build an opportunity for women who are visually impaired to connect with women who are not visually impaired. And one common area they all will share is motherhood. Aside from the May 18th and the March 30th events, we are participating in the 18th annual Vision Walk with the Foundation Fighting Blindness. And you're welcome to join our walk team. It will be on April 13th, and we will be walking to support the work of the Foundation Fighting Blindness. Our Miss Blind Diva 2023, Kiana Glanton, will be there. We will have a resource table, and we will also have a feature of our Dancing with the Blind champions, because we are also planning Dancing with the Blind 2024, which will take place on June 1st. It's our version of Dancing with the Stars. So we have a lot going on at Eyes Like Mine, but where there's a lot, there's so many opportunities for us to connect with more and more individuals like yourselves. And I want to lastly leave you with listening to our mission statement and to reflect on our 2018 pageant, because we have so much to reflect on during this 10th year anniversary, and especially during our Women's History Month. So Yash, if you will, play that final video, Good Vibrations.
Yeah, right on it.
The winner of this pageant is judged on more than talent or fashion. For the 2018 Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant, 6 women with vision loss strutted down a runway with determination and spirit while spreading awareness of the blind community. Months of pageant training culminated in one glamorous night full of style, talent, and impassioned speeches. Joanna Mallard, 32, of Jersey City, said this.
It was a wonderful journey, and the best thing I experienced out of it was sisterhood, mending, making friends, enjoying each other, loving on each other, empowering and encouraging each other, letting us know that there are barriers that still need to be broken as far as the blind community goes. We are individuals characterized by our own abilities and not our disabilities.
The mission of the Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant is to empower women with vision loss. To encourage and to cultivate identity life experiences.
33-year-old Tara Invidiato of Keyport used sign language to perform her own poem entitled Deafblind Strong, which is one of many factors that led to her being crowned Miss Blind Diva 2018.
Yes, so there you heard it. This was a reflection from our 2018 Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant. And there, Tara Invidiano, I mentioned, was our first deafblind title holder. And she took home the Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant crown of 2018. But also in that same year, we had our very first Miss Independent title holder, and that was Takesha Sappho from Florida. So we have had women who's joined us out of state, out of country, virtually, in person, younger, older, and it's just a space that we get to curate for us and by us. This entire month, I am celebrating Women's History Month heavy. Just yesterday, I did my first Harriet house party in honor of Harriet Tubman, because if you weren't aware, Harriet Tubman was also legally blind in one of her eyes. In spite of it all, she led so many African American individuals who were freed slaves, enslaved, to their freedom. And that's while being legally blind. So that's a big testament in sharing what character is, what resilience is, what faith is, and what your legacy can really be by being a part of our legacy at Eyes Like Mine Incorporated through the Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant. Whether you volunteer, whether you intern, where you compete, whatever it is that you can find your niche in with our organization, we want to welcome you to be a part of it. And I am Crystal Allen, president of Eyes Like Mine Incorporated. My next endeavor for Women's History Month is actually going to be on this Saturday. I am also a pageant title holder for the first time. I am Miss Nork USA 2023, and it is a pageant that was organized by a mother and daughter duo in my city where I was born and raised, and I'm their first legally blind pageant title holder. So on this Saturday, March 16th, we will have our tea party. It's a princess tea party for Disney princesses. And the Miss North USA pageant starts from age 3 to age 39. So anyone can join it and feel empowered in their own right to participate. As I mentioned, it's so many pageants out here to get yourself connected with. And there are so many visually impaired and blind people for us to do things with and for. So we just want to invite you to get active with us and be a part of what we're doing because we need you so that we can continue to impact others. After this Saturday, on March 27th, I will be delivering a panel discussion along some dynamic panelists. And it is through the Rutgers University North Campus, where they will be speaking about critical disability studies, for their new disability studies curriculum, and focusing on gender and women issues through the topics focused on resistance and advocacy. So if you are available, if you're in the Newark, New Jersey area from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., you want to come to 15 Washington Street in Newark, New Jersey, and check out this symposium on March 27th. So I know I gave you a lot of dates. I hope you're taking down those dates. I hope you can join us at the Miss Blind Diva Empowerment Pageant recruitment season. I hope that you can come to any of the Miss North USA pageant events and connect with us in any capacity you feel comfortable in, volunteering virtually, volunteering in person, joining as a contestant in the pageant, or even dancing with the blind, and maybe joining us as we move forward in this 10th year anniversary as a board member or whatever suits your fancy. But we're here, we're not going nowhere. We're going, growing, and glowing. And we are hashtag blind, booked, and busy. So thank you guys. And if you would like to connect with me via email, you can definitely email events at eyeslikeMine.org, EVENTS at eyeslikeMine.org. And you can dial us at 973-327-3035. Visit our website, eyeslikeMine.org. Thank you, everyone, for your time. Okay.
All right, Crystal.
So, 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it went on YouTube.
I guess, yeah, it was live on YouTube. I was watching it.
Oh, it was?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay, great. So, I guess we'll see how this recording comes out. But thank you, Yash. I owe you so much. Thank you so, so, so much.
All right. Bye bye, Crystal. Have a good day.
All right. You too. Have a good night.